I am here in particular to share my experience with our church's 15-year covenant partnership with a small Presbyterian congregation in Nueva Paz, Cuba. I also serve as moderator of the Havana-Chicago Partnership of Churches within the Presbytery of Chicago, and am active in the National Network of Presbyterian Church USA congregations with partner churches in Cuba. My first trip to Cuba was in November 2016 during the Obama administration's period of engagement with the Cuban people and government. And interestingly, the State Department had removed Cuba from this list the year prior. While the embargo obviously remained in place, the removal of this designation and the new policy of engagement brought a bit of hopeful optimism to our church family in Cuba. Unfortunately, the reassignment of this designation by the Trump administration in January 2021 was incredibly disheartening for the Cuban people, and we have seen firsthand a significant increase in the hardship our friends continue to endure daily. The financial sanctions on potential suppliers and trade partners make it nearly impossible for Cuba to source medicines, pharmaceutical ingredients, medical equipment, food and food production materials, oil, or energy equipment. As a result, we help our churches help their communities by bringing suitcases full of over-the-counter medicines and hygiene supplies that are just not available in Cuba. The church serves as a de facto pharmacy for their community. Often, when someone requires surgery, they must wait until they've been able to gather nearly all of the necessary supplies themselves. Without the additional restrictions of this designation, there would be a way to source these medicines and supplies. Due to the massive emigration of young adults, there's now an aging senior generation left without extended family caregivers, so the church provides a breakfast program for them. We hand deliver cash to our partners so that they can buy the food they need when it's available. And again, without the additional restrictions of this particular designation, U.S. churches could ship containers of food and electronically transfer funds. The additional scrutiny of any financial transactions related to Cuba has led financial institutions to freeze funds designated for religious and humanitarian needs. Even religious organizations who operate under a special license are reluctant to release funds donated. So while the intent of naming Cuba to this list is unclear, to me the result is quite clear. This is harmful to the Cuban people. And our partnership with the Presbyterian Church in Cuba is not unlike any of our partnerships with other countries. It's very much like that in many ways, in that it is a faith-based, mutually supportive, person-to-person connection with our siblings in Christ.
Time is expired.
Thank you very much for your time.
Our next public speaker